YouTube's how's she hanging? Pretty good here and stuff. We're imminently going to be having some rain here, so I have to go do a little bit of work first, but someone here I want you to meet. Now I refer this to someone because this is a family member here. It's been in our family for quite a long time. This is a Ford 8N tractor that my stepdad has, over the years, done a whole pile of stuff to it, and of course put the big flathead V8 engine in it. Pretty super sweet, awesome. So this, boy oh boy, this is quite a lot of history on this thing. A lot of history on this thing. I don't remember all the details and stuff of all the small things and stuff, you know. I was, you know, quite a bit younger when he was doing this, and I think a lot of this was done, like I was going to school and he was out working on this a lot kind of later, where I couldn't kind of really get out there quite as much, you know. So, yeah, Ford 8N tractor, 1952 Ford 8N, with a 1952 Ford flathead motor in it, and it was, I can tell you a few details that I remember. I remember when we got this engine, I didn't go with them to get it out of this truck and this wherever they got it from. He's going to give me some more details later of that kind of stuff, but I remember getting it in our workshop here, and it was, of course, you know, sat in this truck for whatever many years, a lot, and it started tearing it down. I remember taking the oil pan off the bottom, of course, underneath there, oil pan, right? And it was a solid block of ice inside, so it was winter time when we did working on this. So, but his name is Boris, as you can see. I can't now remember either why he called it that, but I'm sure he'll tell me that. I'm going to do a little bit of an interview kind of with him a little bit later on, when he's got more time and stuff, and we'll get a little bit of a, you know, interview with him. But I know he looked for a long time to find a tractor that wasn't wore out, as in steering wheel through to the steering rods to, you know, the steering on the wheels. This one's still quite tight, you know. You move the wheel here and it starts to move down there, and, you know, nothing's like you move like half a turn before anything happens kind of thing, right? You know, he looked a long time to find an 8N tractor that had no play. And I think back here too, he looked pretty hard too on all the 3-point hitch stuff, because they all wear out really fast too, down on the pins down here and stuff, and they get wore out pretty fast. So it took a while to find, I think, the actual tractor, but there's a lot more to this than I remember, that's for sure. So hopefully his memory, I think he's got a sharp memory. Let me tell you, he'll remember. He'll remember the torque specs on all these bolt heads and stuff, you know, where I'm like, yeah, it's probably tight and that's good, but all that stuff, you know, like I know he had to get this great big thick huge mount plate here to mount the transmission to the flathead engine, and this big plate here for the mounting the motor too. He had to get that in too, and then welded it all together and everywhere, you know. This is, of course, stretched this tractor out 4 inches more, so normally the front of the hood would be about here somewhere, or about here somewhere probably, and it actually stretches it out 4 more inches with this size of an engine. So all these had to be lengthened. This one had to be, I think it was shortened. If I can remember right, they used to come back to here, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think they mounted it right there, and then it went up and held the front axle and stuff. He's got so many customizations under here. It's holy cow, to go through everything, it's just crazy. Look at all the wiring and stuff he's got. Battery, special spot for the battery to sit. He's got a marine fuel tank in here, which works perfect. It just sits in there and feeds this great big monster. So 100 horsepower engine in this too, and 231 cubic inch, and it's also bored over 20 thou. I got that info from him the other day there. I don't even remember the over boring it, so it's actually probably a little bit more than 100 horse, but not really a whole lot. So, but a whole bunch of stuff he's got here on it. I mean, he put his heart and soul into this thing, you know, and then he just wanted to get rid of it. So there's your control panel. There's a thermometer, temperature gauge for the left side, and one here for the right side. So they're all, you know, sort of independent. It's got a tachometer on there. Now this is a battery meter here, but it only shows you how much is actually in your battery when it's running. And oil pressure, of course. So he's got all the cool accessories from, you know, you could get way back. These are, you know, to turn on your PTO, on and off there. Normally you'd have to reach back, try to feel for it, and then click her in. Or on the other side, he's got the brake. So normally, you know, brakes here, so you can pull that up like that and then have the brakes locked on. He's got a foot throttle on it, which is, let's go over here and have a look at that. Foot throttle. This thing here is for some flags. He had flags that would come out, you know, flap. I've got them too. Got a whole bunch of stuff over here I'll show you he sent with it. So, but yeah, here's the foot throttle thing. So she goes all the way up and then into her. It's pretty cool, you know. So one linkage here to this little rocker guy here, to a return spring, to another piece of linkage up into here, and then it also hooks into the hand throttle, which is original. So you can see how that pulls the whole assembly too, right? Pretty sweet, man. Like, holy cow. This little toolbox. Don't think the 8 ends come with that on there. I think he's put that there. So, but it's all wired, and you know, it's got an electronic fuel shut off, which is kind of neat, and an electronic fuel pump. So you can, when you turn it on here, we'll just turn the key on. You can hear it pumping there and see it pumping and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Fuel filter right there, nice glass fuel filter. Of course, custom exhaust. Double stacked out the top. It's pretty sweet. He's also put on signals. So we turn it just to on again here. Got a signal switch there, so you got signals front and back, left side, right side. Pretty sweet. 4 ways if you pull this out. I think that's out of a truck too. That signal system. So now we've got 4 ways. We've got, of course, one of these you heard the other day. Flugelhorn. It's mounted under the belly here. You can just see it there. So that's pretty sweet. Shut her off here again. Geez, what else? I'm sure there's a lot more stuff he can tell you on it. Really cool feature. Really cool feature is, I'll show you here. I just have to get a tripod. So for the ease of working on it, the hood up. And she hangs. I thought that was a pretty cool feature. And I'll show you what he had to do in here, because we've got this extra 4 inches. The extra 4 inches, of course, would make the hood shorter. So what he's done here, you can see the original hood where she ended here. He's got another hood, which was a real hard find, to find one that was not all beat up. This one's got a little bit of bad in it, but it's not too bad. And added it to it. Added that extra 4-5 inches or so to it, and joined her pretty darn good. You don't even notice a seam there, you know. He's done a super awesome, amazing job on that. So that worked pretty good. And there's your fuel tank. It's just a marine fuel tank. There's your fuel shut off there, so it electronically shuts off. It's like a solenoid valve, I guess, basically. Alternators up here on the top. Of course, it drives the belts and stuff here. It almost feels like that needs tightened, actually. a little loose. We'll look at that after. Geez, I don't know if that is tightenable. Tightenable. Must be. Somehow. I don't know. I'll have to look into that, but it doesn't feel super tight. And then, of course, one drives the fan here. So that's kind of cool. I can't really tell you too much about the carburetor that he's got on it. I don't really know too much about it, but it does work pretty good. Let me tell you. Now, interestingly enough, that seems to be leaking fuel. I don't think it's supposed to be. But anyways. So, yes, there's a lot of history behind this, and it was of course painted. I think it's got to be almost 20 years ago now. It's got to be painted 20 years ago. So it's still looking, the paint's still looking pretty good. The hood, you wouldn't even know it was painted 20 years ago. And the fenders are, it's kind of hard to show you in here because I don't have a good light, but the fenders are just like freaking like glass, as you can see. Super awesome, sweet, nice. And yeah, so I'm gonna do a bit of an interview with him though, in the next little wee while about it. And he's got some pictures and a whole bunch of stuff we can look through, you know, too. And he says he's got a Boris file, so I'm like, oh, okay, that's good to know. All the stuff, and he keeps everything, you know. So yes, pretty cool. Now he also built this box. You know, you've seen this, some of my videos. He's had it in parades and stuff, and he needed something, you know, for putting the generator and stuff in to run the lights and stuff, right? For the parade thing. So that's the box he built. I said to him, I kind of really don't have room for that. I really can't sort of keep that somewhere. So, but these sides all do come off. I'll probably keep them inside, and then the rest of the frame and the stuff I'll probably have to leave it outside because I just don't have the room inside here to store it. So I would if I didn't have my big snowblower here, but it's got to sort of stay inside. So yeah, so there is Boris. So let's give Boris a little start here. Hopefully I haven't kind of screwed things up by running that fuel pump like that. And we'll see if we can get him to make some noise. Now, just to go over a little bit of something with you, I know some of you guys know that I was ran over by a tractor of this size. When I was 29, of course, it was when I was 29, and that was the old 2N. And I'll kind of show you sort of roughly what happened maybe later today. If I think about it again, I kind of don't want to think about it, if you kind of know what I mean. But anyways, that was a tractor that had different issues, and it was quite well wore out. And I'll just give you the basics. It was wore out. I had done some exhaust header work and stuff to it, put new gaskets and stuff on it, and we wanted to start it up and listen to it after he come home from work one day. He came over and I had it all ready, and I'm like, do you want to hear it? And he's like, yeah, sure. So we fired it up, and it was so wore out in the shifter here. Let's see how this one's fairly tight. It was so wore out and floppy, it felt like it was neutral to me. So, okay, someone before us had set it up to start just on the key. Away she goes, not turn the key on. You have to make sure it's in neutral, or you can't push this little push button down here. That's the little push button. But anyways, long story short, it felt like it was in neutral to me. It was so floppy, and I fired that key on. Bang, away she went, and it just started pinning me down right away. I was standing like here, so starting it, you know, flopping, cranked it over. It immediately was in first gear too, and it pinned my foot down like right away, knocked me down like that, and just rode right up over the side of me. I'm still here, so yes, I survived getting run over by a tractor. So anyways, let's see if Boris here will fire up, and I don't know if I'm going to take it for a little drive right now. It's not looking too nice out there. It's been in the rain before, of course, but if I don't have to, I don't really need to, you know, to get it all soaking wet. So let's see if he'll fire up. So now I always get on the tractor when you want to start it. Push your clutch in. That's neutral there, right in the center. But it was in first gear and it felt so floppy. It was like that. I'm like, wow, that's horrible. Okay, so I'll let that warm up a minute. It's actually running kind of fast right now. It idles around 400 RPM roughly. Takes a little bit to get it warmed up, and I could probably take it for a little spin around maybe here. It's not raining yet. Let's put the hood back down. Let's take it for a boot around the cemetery maybe, and then I'm gonna maybe pop the box off the back so I can actually park it in right. I'm hoping it'll park kind of right in here, you know, and the front of her should hopefully end about here somewhere, hopefully. So yeah, we got to lift up the box here. Oh, I know what's wrong. One thing I didn't show you. Oh, better not do that. There. That little lever there is a Sherman transmission. What that does is it gives me, it's got a high and low range on it, and it gives me 4 normal gears and then 4 high gears. And high gear in this thing, she'll do about 70-80 kilometers an hour. It's kind of crazy. Now let's pull out here. And I'm going to take this box apart after, I think. And so yeah, that's first gear, low range, or normal range, I guess. Oh, look at the smoke. And then if we go pull it back towards us, that's high range there, so it gives you an extra set of gears. So we're actually in high range now. It doesn't look a lot faster, but I'm also only running at about 600 RPM here. There's foot throttle, works good. It chokes right in. So you would think, oh yeah, you should take this thing in the polls, do some polling with it. No. Sure, it's got lots of power, but it's still only got a 25 horsepower transmission in it. So yeah, there's 4th gear. So that's 4th gear, low range. And it's only running just about 1200 RPM there. Pretty awesome, eh? Let's go, wait till we slow down here. We'll go 4th gear, high range. I'm pretty sure I can take off in that gear, but I'm not 100% sure. It's pretty high gear for it, so. Just go slowly at her. 70 kilometers an hour easy. Hence why you want a nice tight tractor on the steering. Anyways, I better just click her off here in a second here so she doesn't wonder what the heck's going on. But pretty sweet tractor, pretty sweet. Let the hand throttle take over now. So we're about 600 RPM there now. That sounds pretty awesome. Sounds really cool going up a hill too. Oh, did it pop out of gear on me? It did. Okay, hang on a second. I just didn't want her to see the camera and stuff, you know. Probably shouldn't even throw fire. Frickin' raccoons knocking my garbage cans over again. So now we're running pretty low here. I'm gonna actually need some brakes. So I am going to go back to just normal range here. Flatheads run pretty awesome, eh? That's running about 400 RPMs there now. Roughly 450 maybe. Pretty awesome, sweet, I'm telling you. Couldn't let this one go. He was gonna just sell it. I'm like, no, you're selling that to me first. Sorry, you're selling it to me. So I don't exactly know what I'll use it for, but maybe, you know, pulling my, I could, you know, use it for pulling my lowering device trailer and stuff. It's kind of heavy-ish on the turf, but I don't know, not too sure. Not too sure. I didn't show you this switch here. Oh, here comes another car. Hang on. So this switch here I know is out of a David Brown tractor. And it's got many functions. There's running lights there. Headlights and running lights. This one turns on your rear lights. It's got rear lights on both sides of it. That one is just rear lights. So lots of functions. These little switches here, I know we used to have set up for signals. The signals at one time. And he's like, oh no, you know what? I'll get one of these things and run signals that way. And then I have four-ways too. I think he had four-ways before if you pushed them both on. But those aren't kind of functional for anything now. So I'm thinking mood lighting. A nice red mood lighting or something you could hook onto that and turn lights on. That'd be kind of sweet. But anyways, I'm going to go and disassemble this box. I'm going to leave the panels inside, but the metal frame and stuff is probably going to have to sit outside, unfortunately. So, pretty cool. 100 horsepower, yeah, that's why we can't really take it into pulls, because it doesn't have the transmission. It's just the same transmission, rear end and everything as the stock tractor, which probably would hold up pretty good because they were pretty tough, but you don't want to stress that like that. So okay, so we're gonna pull the gears or the brake on, pull it with the gear. Gonna give her a little bit more, so charges a little bit here, and I'm gonna take this box apart here. What side is which, I guess, because I'll never remember. Yes, I was out weed whacking yesterday with this tractor, just, you know, because. Okay, that's off. I'll have to find somewhere for it to go now. It is loose. It's loose. Everything's just kind of falling off there right now, but I'm going to have to, I might even have to take off those lift arms, 3-point hitch lift arms there to get her in there. But look at this, even he found a trailer hitch with the number stamped on it. Of course, he did. Anyways, he made that little thing for holding like his generator and stuff to run the power and stuff for, you know, for the lights and stuff for the Christmas parades and stuff. He's also got it wired for trailer lights and stuff. When he was pulling the big, like my big trailer, he's got rid of his big trailer now too. His big, it was parked here for a while. He's got rid of it now, but for running in the parades too, he used to run the big trailer, but doesn't do that anymore. So maybe I'll be asked to. I don't know. We'll see. He says there's an extra wire here. You can just get rid of that. He says it doesn't need a ground there. He said he never cut it off. So we'll get rid of that maybe. And yeah, so I have to get these bars off here. I guess I'm gonna try to park it with the 3-point hitch on because I want to kind of keep it there because it does come with this other stuff too that he gave me. It come with you know, the drawbar with all the holes in it, and then he's got this thing here that mounts underneath the tractor, and he's got this big. Okay, so this. See if I can figure this out now. This and this gets mounted on the tractor. Actually, I should probably shut that thing off out there. This gets mounted on the tractor. This thing comes through, and this, I think it was, locks down on there, which locks in here to keep it from going side to side. But if I put a 2-inch ball on here, I should be able to pull my little trailer and stuff with it, which would be kind of sweet. So, not right now though. I'm just gonna get her in here and get her parked, I think, for now. So, anyways, it also comes with this umbrella stand thingy. Goes on the back of you, and your umbrella goes in here, I think it was, and then it covers. It's like a square umbrella. It's really kind of cool. And I feel the moisture in the air. Uh-oh, better get her away. And it mounts that pole right in here, and then it kind of goes up, and then it's got the umbrella over top of you. So it's pretty sweet, but we better get these bars off of here because they'll end up grabbing into the ground and digging in. How'd that hole go? Okay. I think I need those bars. I don't think. They keep you from swaying, keeps you locked. That's what they do. They go from here down to here, and then it limits your sway. So I'll put those in, and then we'll get this thing in here, and hopefully she'll sit in here all right. All right, that fit in there darn near perfect. I left those arms on, and I don't think I'd get her much closer anyways with the arms off because of the size of the tires. We're pretty freaking darn good, I think. Shut her down. Actually, what's our temperatures? Oh, lost my glasses. So we're at 170 and a little over 190. I don't know if they're exactly showing right, but she sure shuts off quick. So that fits in there actually pretty good. I actually still have room, well, maybe not with my hose reel there. It might have to go higher in the air, but I can almost still get my Mini X parked right here maybe. Just about. So yes, there is Boris. Boris is going to be a part of our family for many more years yet. He's not going to another new home for a long time. So yeah, but I will get some more details from him in the next few days, and we'll do a little, sit down interview with him and stuff, and he's got pictures of the engine. He's got a whole bunch of pictures, which is good. So yes, but Ford 8N 1952 truck engine, 100 horsepower roughly, a little more than maybe it's about 108 or so with the oversized. But geez, yeah, hopefully I can get. Well, I should be able to get the backhoe parked in there pretty good yet, so should be good. Didn't kind of expect to have to house something like this, but that's okay. We are. Actually, you know what we should do is grab the little temp gauge. Do some temping here now. See. Okay, so 181 Fahrenheit. 83 Celsius. Ooh. 185, 188, 183. It's staying pretty much the same all the way across, which is good. What about the exhaust here? Ooh, it's a little warmer. 221, 225. Oh, a little cooler back here. What about the pipes here? 109. What about right at the very top of the pipe here? 72. So it's barely warm there. Well, it's warm. It's actually a nice hand warmer right there. So, and what about this side over here? $161. I don't know if you guys can actually see that with the light on. 183. Yeah, it's about 183, 85ish all the way across. So that's pretty cool. What about the coil? Coil's 102. That's warm enough. And the battery, being kind of right behind the heat source here, we're showing 75. That's not too bad, I guess. Yeah. Transmission 75. There's actually I'm looking right now. There was a small leak the other day on one of the little drainy plugs back in here somewhere. It's like a little. It's not like these big plugs like that. It was like a little side plug. So I might have to change the fluid in it one day here and re-Teflon tape or dope up that little plug, because it was leaking a little bit here, and yeah, I don't really want it leaking. So they put so many freaking ports and stuff for draining and stuff, like this pan here. Actually, I think it was back here. But you know, all these things that could potentially leak. You know, there's another drainer plug here, and crazy. But we'll get her figured out and get her all nice and tight and dried and stuff. And one of these days we'll dump that fluid out of there and replace, probably, because I think that's probably still the original transmission fluid in there, hydraulic fluid. So I'll have to ask him what he put in so I can put in the same stuff again. But it also, I think, needs an oil change too, which is a pretty sweet spot to get the oil filter. He put it right there. It's pretty sweet spot right there. And he's given me a spare filter too for it. And then we'll have to fill the oil. It's right here on the top. Oil filler there, down in. So yeah. So what else did he give us here on this thing? This bar back here is what he built for the lights. He says there's 2 bolts underneath that bolt it to there, and then it shines the lights up on the engine and stuff. So it kind of gives you a little bit of accent. There was another box of stuff here too. What the heck was in there? I can't remember now. A couple of these flapper things if you're out at the store or something and she starts raining, so you don't get your pipes full of water. So, and there's the other filter. Whoop, Boris. And some paint. Sounds like it's painty, red paint. Yeah, touching up paint, right? I think that's gray, this Ford tractor gray, yeah. So that's the paint. What was in here now? Oh, this was something else he gave me. Oh. This was for a light. This is supposed to mount on the back. These didn't come with it, but he says he picked one up, but he never put it on because he already had these two on the back. He said he liked that better, but basically you mount it and you can position the light up and down, left or right. Oh. Oh, well, off that. Right? So I thought that was kind of cool, but I don't think I'll probably put that on it either. I'll leave them stationary. It's not very often you need to direct the light, you know, not very often I'd be out at night either, so yeah. How's it going?
Not so bad, how about you?
Good. So, we're starting from the book.
Yeah.
Right? What were you telling me?
This is the book that started it all.
That started everything.
I was at the Waterloo Market and went into the bookstore part of it. I saw this book and I saw that V8 engine. I thought, oh man, would I ever like to have that? So about 3 or 4 years later, I mentioned to a good friend of mine, Les Bosch, that I'd like to do something like that. He says, well, why not? Let's do it. And
what are you waiting for?
I said, well, I don't have a shop to work in. He said, oh heck, you can work in my garage. So we took a bunch of stuff out of his shop. I said, I don't have a tractor. He said, I know where there is one. One of my ex-bosses, John Morrison in Inglewood, he had one that he hadn't used for a couple of years. So we went down to look at it, ended up buying it for $800. Funny thing about it too, there was no grill in it, and he said that well, they bought a new grill for it, and they were cutting grass somewhere, and all of a sudden he heard a big noise, and the grill fell out, and he picked it up with the Mott mower and just chewed it up in 100 different pieces. So anyway, we ended up
this you're talking about right there.
Yeah.
Very fine.
That's just the screen on the outside, but it's the grill inside. Let's see if we can find one here.
Find a picture. So now this tractor...
This grill here, it just fell right out. They didn't have it in right, and they ruined a brand new one.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got another used one and put it in.
Yep. Well, that's what started it, was the book. I wondered where it actually originated from. I couldn't remember.
Yep, that was it.
Now, did they show a picture of the dash? You can just sort of see it on the front cover, and it's just horrible looking compared to what you did to this one.
Yeah.
It doesn't look right at all.
Let's see if I can find that one.
Dash picture was just, well, yeah, it just didn't look right.
Yeah.
We'll have a little bit more in-depth look at this book a little later on. A lot of neat old pictures and stuff in it. I remember this book actually now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like that, you know, just when you want to try and find something.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, like Bill says, he'll
we'll
bring it up a day later.
Yeah. It just doesn't look as streamlined, we'll say, as the one that's on this one. Yeah. In there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh,
now, we used to have a tractor here. I think that was like ours. But
yeah. You had a 600.
600, yeah.
That's an 800. Those are a good tractor, those 800s. Okay, here's the V8 here. And this is the piece you're talking about. And I didn't like it either.
Just doesn't look right.
No.
Doesn't look like it meshes into the steering wheel and stuff nice.
No.
So yeah.
Anyway, we got a piece of a hood, and put that in.
Actually got another hood.
8-inch piece, cut the back off it.
Yeah.
Bill and I went out to a tractor supply place
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
on
Yeah.
Boxing Day one year, and we just cut it off. The guy cut the back. The front end was all mangled, so
All
we
back
cut
end.
the back end right from that vent.
Right. Just that little wee
ear
piece.
intake.
Just enough to extend it.
And then we welded it, bolted it onto here, and then welded it. You couldn't tell that it's been done even.
No, you have to look underneath to see the
Yeah, that's the only way you can
other
tell.
join, the other back side of the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, worked out really good.
And that's we have in that thing, it's an 8BA engine like this one, and on ours it says made in Canada right here and here.
Oh, I'll show you that. Did you see I got it all tucked in the corner here? Oh, you better look.
Oh, look at that.
Made in Canada. Yeah, it's still warm. I had it out for the ride this morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, fired right up.
Oh, yeah, tucked right in good, eh?
I took the box off and I took the side paneling things off here. I can keep them inside, but I don't think I can keep that other piece inside. So
No, I wouldn't.
yeah. So she is tucked. Now, how old is the paint? I was thinking around 20 years.
Yeah, it'll be 19.
1920, yeah. So
I
it's pretty
painted
close.
it once and I didn't like it, so I painted it again, and I never had the hood. This is where the hood was extended, right here.
That piece, yeah. Yeah.
And
You can't even see it. Can't even see it from the outside.
that's something else a Ford tractor doesn't do.
Yeah, I showed him that this morning too. Tip the hood up. There it is.
Show 'em that right
Yeah,
there.
that's the original lip there.
Yeah,
It would have bolted right to the,
that's right.
right to, you've changed all that, but it would have bolted into here somewhere,
Right
right?
around there, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Made this extension for
Yeah.
the dash to
So it
fill in the
sits.
space.
A little higher. Yeah.
The
Now-
engine, all this other stuff made it 400 pounds heavier than the original one. So it's 2,900 and change.
Right. It's probably 29 where it's and the radiator, what did that come out of? It was out of a truck, wasn't it?
Came out of a Model 300 International
Yeah.
tractor.
Very small space, but it's got many cores this way, right?
Yeah, it's really thick.
So
It's three
it's got
paths.
yeah, it's a big engine to try to cool off.
I got this. I converted over to an alternator, and I got a really good adapter from a place in New York. Actually, you ordered it for me through
Oh, okay.
eBay.
eBay stuff, that's right.
And it fit so well, I didn't even have to change the belt. Could use the same belt.
Now is that loose? Do you think, or should
No,
that?
no,
That's all
that's
right.
good.
Okay.
That's good.
I was wiggling that this morning. I wonder if it was a bit loose. So
Put an electric fuel shut off in it.
yes, that's really cool. That's just a solenoid valve, basically.
That's
right?
right. Made up some
Yeah.
lines, and there's a electric fuel pump underneath here
Yeah.
because
Could hear that going this morning.
the fuel pump made everything just too high, and I couldn't have got this gas tank in here.
That's
which is,
right.
From Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
I was
Marine
in there
tank.
one spring looking for some inspiration of what I could use for a tank. Like when it came time to put the tank in, I looked at that and I thought, okay, that'll do. It's got a fit in here even, so
Yeah. Perfect.
we put her in there.
Oh.
Did you point that out?
I did, and I know you had to order that
Yeah.
from the States, right?
Yep, that came from Ron Stauffer in Portland, Indiana. Yeah. The filter oil filter would have sat here and
Oh,
sat
yeah.
up about this high, being as it was a truck, had a bigger filter.
Yeah.
So I mounted a remote one back
Down
here.
sort of underneath. Yeah, that's a good spot for that.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
And when we had it apart, I thought I wouldn't mind a overdrive transmission. So I found this Sherman.
Played with that this morning too.
Yeah,
A little bit.
that's
Yeah.
low gear.
So you get 4 normal gears and then 4 high gears, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's neutral.
The center's neutral and then
Back is high.
high range, yeah. What did we clock at 70K? We figured
It'll go 50 miles an hour.
50 mile an hour,
Well,
yeah.
I had it up there and then just give it a good shot of fuel. Still had lots left, but I
Yeah,
thought that was
that's fast enough.
Yeah.
I can't believe you found the tractor that's so tight though still.
Yeah.
They're so wore out usually. Like the steering, you can turn it like half a revolution before it even does anything. Like,
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Usually they're wore out.
There's a tachometer over here on this side that I had when I was a teenager and put in a few cars that I owned right there.
Oh, well, there you go, eh?
Yeah. Is that lit?
The tax lit. Those ones aren't, don't know. I didn't know those ones were supposed to be lit. Oh. The other one's kind of flashing a weird bit, the tax.
Yeah, and I put signal lights on it. And all that jazz.
It's a good idea, yeah. We looked at all that today. This morning too. It was pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, they're now they're lit. Those gauges are all lit now, yeah. There we go. It's pretty good having those lit. I showed them that little bracket that you gave me this morning too for the adjustable light. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. Now the other little push button switches, those were the signals originally, right?
Yeah, that's what I put in.
Yeah. That might be good for a little bit of an underglow system.
Yeah.
Maybe some nice red underglow lights or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use them because they're just basically nothing switches now. So
Did you find out this?
I did, yes, to pull your PTO and gauge. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah.
don't have
Same
to
with
reach way back here.
yeah, trying to reach.
And same like putting the brakes on. You had to reach way back to put the brakes on. And
Yeah. There's little pawls back there on the
yeah.
somewhere down in
There,
here. You have
yeah.
to latch in. Now you don't have to do that. So
Yeah, and I got there's an umbrella holder back here.
yeah.
And
Trailer wiring.
This outfit here, bring it in on a trailer, and then unhook the trailer from the truck and tow the trailer around with
That,
the same.
yeah. That gives you all the lights and everything.
All the lights.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Good
I got
idea.
this PTO and the parking brake, Armco parking brake. These are like aftermarket accessories that could have been bought in 1952 when this was new.
Right.
And I got these from a place who's remanufacturing these things. I got it from Red Rock Manufacturing.
I remember
in
that
Iowa.
now. Yeah.
The umbrella holder, the brake, and the PTO.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Now these, I was trying to remember this morning too. You had to lengthen the steering rods, of course.
Yeah.
And these bars had to be shortened, right?
Yeah. These bars here were originally
Used to
back
go
here.
Here on those three. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
shortened quite a bit.
shortened this 8 inches and lengthened this 8 inches.
Right.
And then around the other side, there's a foot throttle. And
Yeah, we were showing that this morning too.
it came from Red Rock as well.
Same place, yeah. Way back here. Looking at all the linkages and stuff and how it all come together, it's pretty slick how it ties in with the hand throttle too. It's pretty cool. Yes, and then you were saying you put a limiter on the front axle, right? Just where the piping and stuff is. For I remember that coming off once, and man, did that stuff ever go everywhere, eh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So there's a limiter on that.
Sure messed up.
Yeah.
Shorten this where you put the oil in. It
Right.
was up,
It was up
this high
way too high,
because-
wasn't it?
Yeah, it sat way down in the truck when it was originally in a 52 Ford pickup.
Yeah, because they were like really down. There was a lot of
Yeah,
space above, right?
that's right.
And mufflers or exhaust pipes, sorry, they were all done.
I got them done at Midas Muffler.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look pretty sweet chrome too, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Or what do you think?
Yeah, I priced that too, but they were
Expensive.
place
or-
in Cambridge and
Yeah, just
they
for
were
a bit of
just
pipe.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I would
price.
imagine.
Well, I think the lady gave me a price enough, like high enough that she didn't want me to come anyways.
Oh, really?
And I didn't.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, eh?
Oh,
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
are off their original to a 1932 Ford, when Ford first brought out their V8 in the B model Ford.
Be pretty rare, eh? Those things, those badges, yeah.
Got the flag holder up front here.
Yeah, yeah. We showed him that.
You probably don't know what they are. They're for when you go to a show. You put your tag on there.
Hang your banner thingy on the
Information.
front for all, yeah, that's right, for all your info. And this cap, you were telling me something about this cap.
It was only available in 1942. Yeah. And it's non-functional.
Just as decoration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got that from a good friend of mine.
And the Ford badge?
Ordered it from Steiner Tractor in Michigan. And they came through with that.
Nice, nice.
Did you
Yep.
fire it up?
Yeah, we were out for a little run this morning on it. Yeah.
We showed
Showed the high ranges and the low ranges, and
Yeah.
sits there idling at 400 RPM.
it'll go right down to 300.
300. Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
It is.
And I love how it just blah when you shut it off. Just
It's
blah.
so tight it just shuts off.
It's not like a blah.
There wouldn't be 75 hours on it.
Yeah, it's just done a couple of parades and some shows and parks, and that's it, right?
Yeah. Drove the grandchildren around a bit, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's about all.
And oil change, how much oil does that hold, do you think?
I think it's 6.
6 liters?
Yeah, 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a conventional oil,
I use 10W30. Yeah.
but not synthetic?
No.
No. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so one thing I also got to ask you is why the name Boris? How did that come about?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was because of my days on the farm. We used to raise pigs, and just to be different, I called it Boris for some reason. It's gray, like some of the pigs we had, sort of. And,
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Old Boris.
Yeah. Well, there's some info there for you on that.
Yep.
Pretty sweet. Yeah, and I'll have to get a really good cover for it too, so when I'm working in here I don't get it all covered in dust and stuff.
And
The moving blankets too we got for it.
the one moving blanket comes to about here, and then the other one just
Covers the rest
put
of
over
it.
the back.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're still in my truck. I'll have to bring them down.
That paint is amazing after all those years.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Hardly saw the light of day.
That helps. Yeah, the sun's really hard on stuff nowadays.
Yeah, that's right.
Really strong sun.
Now it is.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Go outside 10 minutes later, you got a sunburn.
Mhm.
So it's cool that this is still functional too. Here you can open up, get your sandwich out or something. If you really want to put it in there, you could. Gosh, sweet. So
Everything was rebuilt in the engine
yeah.
except the camshaft. It was like it was never used,
Oh wow.
and the crank is turned down on the mains. I think the whole thing is 20 right across.
20 thou. So
Yeah.
pistons are 20 thou bigger.
Yeah.
So would that give it about another 8 horsepower maybe?
Oh, I wouldn't want to say. Wouldn't know.
5 to 8 horse maybe. 20 is not very much, but give you a little bit more.
Raise the cubic inch a little bit.
A little bit, not hardly noticeable
No.
though. Yeah, yeah, sweet. That was. I remember when we took that oil pan off. It was full of ice.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. That was the day we brought it home.
Brought it home and started tearing it down.
Yeah, wondered why that darn oil pan should come off.
Ah, I know what it was. We couldn't get the stick out. We were trying. What the heck? The stick stuck in there. Well, it should come out easy, right? But it was frozen into the ice. I remember that now. I'm like, why does that not come off? And then we had a bit of trouble getting the pan off. That's right too. had to let it thaw a bit, and then there's a big shape of the, oh man, block of ice.
Yeah, it was something.
And you'd hardly know it now.
I'm sure glad it didn't hurt the block. It didn't crack anything.
Yeah, that was lucky.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was lucky, because that water got in from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, condensation, or actually leaked in somewhere, who knows, eh?
Yeah, leaked in. I think it was outside uncovered for quite a while, and then he moved it into that van for storage.
Right.
Where we got it out of.
Now, do you remember where that engine come from?
It came from John Sweeving, Sweeving Welding, north of Bellwood there.
Okay, yeah, it's
Where
about 35 minutes from here, so
yeah,
not too far.
not too far from Fergus.
Yeah. Sure nice that it says made in Canada, not made in China or Taiwan or Japan or any of that crap. Made in Canada. All right, well, that was very informative. He's gone now, so he went home. So very informative, some stuff there I didn't remember, and of course, you know, oh man, he's got a memory like holy cow. Remember everything, you know, from, oh, it's crazy. But he gave me this book too. He says this is, of course, where he said where it started. He's seen that. He's like, oh wow, I really got to do one of those. So, you know what? He did her. So which is awesome. So we're just gonna have a quickie look through this. You get an idea of some of the history and stuff. I'll try to read some of the neat things. So there's that same emblem there that he's got on the front. Old Fordson. There's what did he say? Harry Ferguson and Henry Ford. Harry Ferguson on the left with the glasses and Henry Ford on the right. Man, those guys were old back then, eh? And they're looking at the 3-point hitch that they developed and still use today on every tractor pretty much. It's pretty cool, eh? And this would have been a neat day to be there, I think, at that location then with those two guys. That would have been pretty cool. That would have been like to, you know, been Billstmaxx with the camera standing there, right there maybe, eh? Filming these guys. But anyways, yeah, so there's some pictures throughout this book of people's old tractors and stuff that they've been using for years. Look at these tires, like wore right down. Oh my goodness. Some really old stuff, old Fordsons and stuff in here, steel wheel stuff. Pretty cool. There's a lot of reading in this book, but I won't get into too in-depth with it today with you here, but have another look here. Henry Ford and son Edsel, as seen at the Fordson demonstration, 1921. There we go. So he's probably long dead too, and I think that's Henry there. Henry Ford and son Edsel, I guess so. Yeah. That was quite a thing here too. 1924, Fordson had the original tool set supplied with the tractor. Total production for this Fordson reached 480,000 in 1924. Wow. And the 500,000th Fordson was built in 1925. The production price stabilized at about $400 with the tool set for this guy here. $400 bucks. Of course, back then, $400 bucks would be about probably 20,000 nowadays. It's a pretty thick book. We're just gonna kind of skim through it. All Fordsons. That's an old picture. Whew. Showing the 3-point hitch. Apparently this was an option. Another anti-sway thing, and you can actually hook like a ball or something, or a drop pin hitch to it. That's kind of cool. They're showing the widths of the different widths of the tires you could set them at. Up to 76-inch tread for row crop work, or narrow 48-inch. 48-inch. Well, that was pretty cool. Bunch of other stuff. There's some old original ads too in here. Look at this. You got An old Fordson, and here's like another, probably a 2N or something. I don't know what this one is. Homemade cab. Pretty cool. Now he was telling me that this was an aluminum hood. And he says they changed, well, it actually says something here too. The grill type was made of cast aluminum that was used until 1941. The new grill with vertical spokes was made up of steel, as aluminum was rapidly becoming strategic war material. There's a bunch of other info on it here too, but and single ribbed front tires. The old tire patterns, eh? There it is again. So they used to be aluminum, but because of the war effort, they switched back to just straight steel. There's Henry Ford riding. Earliest version of the Ford Classic tractor. Cast aluminum hood, grill, and dashboard. Can't really see it on there, but I don't think that's Henry Ford though. It doesn't sort of kind of really look like him. Yeah, owned by Palmer Fossum of Northfield, Minnesota. Oh no, maybe it is him. Henry Ford introduces the new 9N to the press in June 1939. Besides plowing demonstrations given by himself and Harry Ferguson, Ford had the 8-year-old boy standing by the tractor show the ease with which the tractor and plow could be handled. Maybe the kid jumped on and started driving it. So yeah, that is him. That's pretty sweet. 9N Ford, 1939. Wow. And there he is out plowing with it. So there's all the attachments, I guess, that they had. Rear-mounted loaders, fold-over disc harrows, rigid shank cultivator, Taylor disc tiller, auto flex disc harrow, economy blade, all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to go through it all or so much, but you can get an idea over here. Economy plow 1 bottom, economy plow 2 bottom. I've got one of those. Don't have a disc plow though. I know a guy that has one. Very, very cool disc plow. Works like a normal plow, but it's got big discs, like huge discs. They're like 3-foot diameter discs. So, actually, we had one of these for the old 2N2. The old saw. Pretty dangerous. Yes. So there's another aluminum rad. Henry Ford, Harry Ferguson, and the Sherman brothers. There you go. That'll be the guys that the Sherman brothers joined the Ferguson in manufacturing implements, and the 9N set up in setting things up in the dealer organization. The relationship with Ford and Ferguson went way back a long way. Sherman having the first dealers and the principal import, and Ferguson's blah 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 blah. Anyways, I think those are the guys that put the steering selector box battery. I don't know. The Sherman did the transmission work too with it and made it high and low range. It shows you that, and here's a little more. Oh, there's the older style radius rods there. Holy cow. They're like cast, or now the newer ones were like a tube. So that's the piece that goes from like the tractor to stabilize the front axle. Pretty sweet. Maybe on the older ones. And there's a neat picture. It's kind of a hard one to show you, but all lined up way down the street. Pretty sweet. I wonder, actually we were looking at this earlier, I was wondering how many of those tractors that were displayed in this picture are still active today compared to how many have been lost or not used and fallen to disrepair or are totally gone now. There's got to be a few. Pretty sweet. So there we go, that's another older one. The old radius rods on it. Ferguson system. Look at this, I like this, plowing snow. And then the old one here with steel wheels. That's pretty crazy. Steel wheel stuff. Whew. Don't want to get your foot run over one of them. The end of that foot. Pretty cool. Been just out plowing too. Be good for muddy stuff. It would rip through it pretty good. Wouldn't slip and slide. Now this is cool. It's a tug from the war. And then this is actually a tractor in here. You can still see the hood. But then they converted it to more car-y tire kind of things. Kind of cool. There's on the production line. Ford tractors come off the assembly line at Rouge plant in 1944. Some of the 43,443 built that year. That's pretty cool. Big tires coming off the line right there. Onto the tractor, bolted on. Away we go. Let's go farming. Pretty sweet. Would have been neat to see that. Pretty cool. This old guy's probably long ago dead, no doubt. Leroy Folkerts atop his 1946 2N Ford Ferguson. All his tractor is restored to showroom condition. It still does some work on the Folkers acreage. The 1946 model has all the improvements incorporated in the 9 and 2N. No improvements were made in the 1947 model. Over 97,000 2Ns were made in 1946 and 47, so they are at most prevalent 9Ns and 2Ns. So it's got a Sherman transmission on it too. That's what that big stick is there, right? See the stick? High speed, high range. So I think there was one more picture here, but yeah, there's a side shot of it. Pretty cool. It's just got the 4-cylinder in it, eh? Just low power. Low power is another good shot of just the engine there. The Sherman stick. That's pretty good. So there's the newer radius rods there. The tubes. Look at the old cracked tires. Holy cow, that's pretty cool. But anyways, let's get looking through this here. There's some more assembly line stuff. 1.3 millionth tractor, Ford tractor. Wonder where that one is nowadays. Really hard to say. April 4th, 1947 was the 1.3 millionth Ford tractor. Rolls off the Rouge line. That's pretty cool. There's a single wheeler. 2N sugarcane and cotton special. There you go. Wouldn't be many of those around. There's an old ad. Ford hydraulic touch control includes constant draft feature. Lifting or lowering of implements is handled anywhere at any time without effort. Just by touching the hydraulic control lever, an implement can be lowered to the desired working depth, and under uniform soil conditions, this depth will be automatically maintained. That's pretty cool. Some more old ads. New screened air intake. Oh, I gotta get this new tractor. It's just got a new screened air intake. New 4-speed transmission. Holy cow, yeah, because the 2Ns only had, 2 and 9s I think only had 3-speed. So we got a 4th gear now. Oh, gonna go so fast. Pretty sweet. Look at this one, eh? That's that rear loader thing. 3-point hitch rear loader with tracks. There you go. Ford tracks. Pretty cool. This guy's probably dead too. Yup. They had nicer pedals on the 8Ns too than the other ones. The other ones just had like a little bar, where these actually have like a footrest. Steppy thing. Which is really, really sweet. A little more comfortable, right? So, oh, I don't know if you can see it on this one or not. You can't really get a picture of an old 2N with just the little peggy things. Yeah, here. There's your clutch lever. Oop, come on. A little peg thingy, that's what you push the clutch on with. Where now they've got, of course, like a pedal-shaped one. This is a diesel, apparently. They did make diesel Ford tractors. There it is again. Big, gnarly looking tires on them. Wowee. Gnarly looking guy, too. 1952. There's a picture of the one that used to be at the cemetery here for a lot of years. It was here for a long, long, long time. There's the Jubilee. Turf tires on them. This is like the one we used to have at the cemetery here. A 600. And there was an 800 too. I think it's on the next page. Yeah, there's the 800 there. Yeah, we had a 600 here. When I first started here, we only had it for, maybe a few months, and then they decided to trade and get rid of the backhoe. So, yeah. It was kind of neat. Good old tractor. It was really wore out, though. Really wore out. It needed a pile of work, you know. But anyways. One thing was the shifter was so floppy in it. If you were neutral and you pull the shifter up, you'd pull the whole thing apart. It was that wore out. So it's kind of hard to show you, but actually we can show you maybe on this guy here. The shifter thingies in here, I don't know exactly what they're called. They were so incredibly wore out. This one's not going to be much light, but down in here, hang on, I got a light. Okay, so down in here, this piece of metal in here, you can see, you know how tight that is, nice, and this was so wore out in the other one. Where the cutout is in this bottom piece, it was like way out to like here. It would literally like go like this. Where this one's nice and tight still. It's got lots of life left in this one. But anyways, that was that old girl. So the 600, it was really wore out. Good old tractor though. It was really good. So they used to have somebody come and do the backhoeing for us, and we'd have a big dump trailer behind it that had a little motor on it with a little hydraulic pump, and it had a little 3-stage cylinder. We'd take the dirt away and, you know, leave a bit there, and yeah, so that's how they used to do it here. And then they decided to get their own backhoe, and things have changed since then. So we're getting kind of out of our kind of stuff here now, so we're just gonna kind of, that's cool, eh? Dual header. Oh, there's a Fossum collection. This guy apparently collected a whole bunch of them. He's the one with the V8 in it. That's where this all inspired from. There's the inside guts of a 3-point hitch lift. So these arms actually lift up and down here with the control of the draft control here. It's pretty sweet system. Specifications, and that's about her. That's that book. All that stuff. So specifications. So the 8N 1952. That's the serial numbers here. 8N specifications. So it weighs. The tractor before weighed 2,410 pounds. It says it's 400, so it's about 28 or 900 pounds now with the stuff in it. So this is of course all different now too. The width should be the same, but the length, wheelbases will be a little bit longer, 4 inches longer. It'll be 74 inch now. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. It's a good little book to have. There we go. And he brought me this folder of everything, that all the receipts and stuff that he bought, all the stuff, all the kits, all the everything, you know, right down to paint. So this is when he bought the tractor here, March 30th, 96. Received for sale of 8N Ford tractor, free and clean of all liens, $800 cash. John something something or another. We got all kinds of receipts from, like I was saying, from everything here, you know. Certificate of appreciation, first annual different county antique tractor show. That's apparently no longer going anymore. So he went to that for 4 years. I'm not going to go through all this because some of it does have, you know, there's the paint scheme there for it. Limco paint. All the paint numbers and stuff, so he's kept everything. 12 volt conversions, some old things there, yeah, so that's pretty sweet. Give me that too, so I know where everything's been, gone, and done. That's pretty cool. So I'm probably thinking I want to do an oil change on her anyways, you know. It's, yeah, it probably needs it. It's actually down a little bit. Pretty dark. Let me go grab a little towel here. Yeah, it's actually up alright, but it's pretty dark. Nah. So I probably would do an oil change to it. Smells like it's been in there a while too. I was trying to ask him, you guys might know, some of you guys that know these engines pretty good. He was trying to remember how many liters, and he thinks it's around 6 liters of oil in it to refill, but I kind of think it should be probably done. So we're gonna fire it up here one more time just for today. It's pretty much down to room-ish temperature again. Everything's cool and stuff. We haven't had her going since this morning, so let's so that's the Sherman transmission. Let's just fire it up here. I always sit on a tractor now when I start it because I've learned the hard way. Of course, this is not the easiest thing in here, but it's where it's going to have to sit. Sounds like an old wooden boat. Pretty awesome, I think. And you get kind of wrapped in around here, but I'll get out eventually. Oh, pretty awesome. Doesn't take long to fill your room with exhaust, though. So now I gotta get the backhoe back in here. That's gonna be fun. Should be alright though. And we'll get things put back in here and then we'll call it a day. Oh, there we go, all crammed in. I have to find somewhere else for where my finger go. These things to go. Put them in storage somewhere. I don't exactly know where. I put the other bottom piece on a skid out back here. That's about, I can't do anything else there, so it takes up a lot of room. So, but there we go, everything's in. Should be good. And yeah, actually still got some room left, which is good. Still put the Mini X right here if I really wanted to. Put it here, and then it should still be able to get that out, but it might stay on the other side for now, I don't know. Technically it could fit right here. between the door and the front of the loader, and if I really have to, I could put the loader up, lock it out with the locker thing, and then have, you know, another 2-3 foot of space there to park it, whatever. But I think that should work. Everything's in that should be in, and yeah. So there we go. That is Boris. Boris. And he is the Ford 8N with the flathead V8 in it. About 103 or 4 horse now, probably, with the oversizing stuff. Wouldn't be that much more, I don't think. Not even hardly warmish. Runs nice, so doesn't it? Wowee. Sweet. But anyways, that's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. This tractor's been a fairly big part of our family, as you could tell from his description of stuff. You know, it's been in our family a long time, so it's only a tractor. I know some of you are going to say, it's only a tractor. Like, really? Yeah, but you know what? Someone, him of course mostly, has put a lot of his heart and soul into it, and did it all from a picture, right? I wanna make one of those, he said, you know, and took a lot of years, a lot of work, a lot of finding parts, and finding things, and making things, and getting her the way you want it, and he did her, which is good. It's a super major huge accomplishment. So I'm quite proud of him for that, because that was a lot of work. I understand, I know how much work that was to make that from the tractor that it was to the tractor that it is. There's a lot of hours gone into that. I should have asked him, how many hours do you figure is into that? I bet you he would say, I don't know what's into it, because it's been a, you know, steady thing for the last like 30 odd years anyways, so maybe not that long. 22, 3 or 4 years maybe. Somewhere 25 years, I'm going to say, probably. Well, 20 years. Yeah, 96. That's when he bought it originally. So that's 20 years. So 20 years and March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 20 years and 6 months to be pretty much precise as when he bought that tractor. So yeah, it's been quite a thing, you know, and it's been in our family for 20 years, I'll say, and you know, she's going to be here for a lot longer, so I'll have her for quite a while, and what I'll do with it and what I'm going to do with it after, I don't know yet, no idea. Probably keep it, you know, until I figure I don't need it, and then if Dylan's maybe got a situation where, you know, he could have and maintain and keep a tractor like that, and then maybe he'll get it or something. Other than that, I couldn't tell you, because you do kind of need a bit of a facility to store and house something that nice, right? So you don't want to leave that one outside in the snowbank. Maybe when it was in 96, when it was in rough shape, you could have, but not now as it is now. So there's just too much time, money, and blood and sweat and money, we'll say, gone into it, and you don't want to just leave her outside rotting in the side of the snowbank, or out in the rain and stuff, and the sun especially is hard on it. So I will have to get, I've got 2 big moving blankets, which are like a real thick padded mat that I have to put over that thing when it's in store here, and I'm going to probably get some kind of a car cover or something to put over top of it as well. Now if I'm doing stuff in here, working this winter, I kind of don't want to have that thing exposed when I'm doing it, although I'll have the back door open, and my fan's sucking the stuff out that way, so it shouldn't actually ever get back there, but you know, stranger things have happened, so we'll have to look after that as well. So we'll have to cover it up good, and moving blankets and something on the top too, like a car cover or something. He had a car cover up there. He says, the car covers weren't that good because it still lets dirt through it. You still get residue and dirt and stuff on it, so he actually had it tarped. I don't know if I like the idea so much of the tarp. Now I do have, well, this probably would be about the same crap. I've got the rest of this crap here too, but I think it would let dirt through as well. So I don't know. We'll figure something out, but I don't know if there's enough of that left. But anyways, that's I guess it for today. I'm gonna hit her home, call her a day, and hopefully you enjoyed that video and a little bit of information on it and stuff, so you all know what it's all about now, hopefully. And if there's any other questions you can think of, post them in the comments there, and I'll ask them and see what he comes up with for an answer. So I know he's got a photo album, like I was saying, that we're going to look through too, and I'm sure that'll spark some more of the memories out of him too, from stuff from past and stuff that we've done with that and whatever. So but anyways, that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. Have a good day and stuff, and we'll catch you next time.